the pig, thus proving that he's a Ziggy Piggy, Ziggy Piggy, Ziggy Piggy.
Hello and welcome to Food to Watch Films by.
Hi there.
Episode 16.
Woo, 16.
And this episode is coming at you like a piece of bacon being thrown at you in rage.
We're coming at you bigger than Gene Simmons' dick.
We sure are. And basically... And basically, if you're a complete virgin to this podcast, we talk about films that we've watched and recommend food that we think would enhance, sexually arouse, and basically make you really appreciate that film in a much wider, broader depth than what you probably would have done if you'd just watched it.
Exactly, and if you are a virgin to this podcast, we will pop your cherry harder than Gene Simmons' dick.
Yeah, we're not gonna be going easy on you. We're not gonna be taking it gentle or steady. It's full on.
This is not going to be tender. And there's a reason for that, isn't there, Johnny? There's a reason.
Yep, there is a reason, because this episode's theme is cock rock.
Cock rock.
Yes, it's coming at you.
Yeah.
Like an incestuous child.
like an incestuous what? Coming at you like an Ace Frehley power card.
Like a what?
Ace Frehley?
Oh,
power card.
Sorry.
What do you think? I was moving away from the sexual innuendo.
I don't know what is going on. There's just too much. I don't know.
Testosterone. Too much.
There's something in the air.
Yeah, and if we're starting this with the assumption that people know what cock rock is.
Yes.
You know, it's.
Do you have a definition?
Oh, I have my own definition. If it's accurate, I should probably do a Google search. But to my mind, it's a genre of rock and roll which is overemphasises masculinity, but has close ties still to sort of the world of glam rock, almost contradicting itself in that sense, I suppose. And then bleeding into metal as well. Bleeding. Like, jeez, no.
Can't say that again.
Can't say that again. I can't go for free.
No.
But yeah, it's bleeding into kind of metal and thrash metal as well. But, you know, bands like Kiss, as we said. Aerosmith. Van Halen. Styx.
Whitesnake.
Skid Row.
Yeah.
Motley Crue. Yeah. but yeah, I mean, it gives you an idea of what we're talking about anyway. The good old cock rock.
Yeah, but... yeah, and I've always wanted to make my own cock rock band, to be honest with you. And today I was trying to think, what would I call that band? And I've got a few names. Yeah. And I thought it'd be quite nice to introduce, you know, this podcast is about food, and I thought maybe I could mix up food with cock rock style names.
Yeah.
And I've got a few ideas here, and I just wanted to get your opinion.
Okay.
So here's a bit of a short list that I put together earlier. So the first one is Cock Pantry.
Yeah.
Yep. Next one. Velvet Gravy.
Velvet Gravy. I feel like they'd be more of a of sort of an 80s indie band, but no, I like it. Velvet Gravy.
Sex Custard.
Sex Custard sounds disgusting.
Yeah, it is. Bill Oddie's Wet Soup.
You'd love it. I love everything about it.
Yeah, and that was it, actually. I did have some other ones, but no, we'll stick a little bit.
Bill Oddie's Wet Soup.
A little bit out there, actually. So anyway, the theme of this episode, as we've said, is cock rock, but films featuring cock rock, or bands, or the genre cock rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
I
mean, I suppose kind of that sort of hair rock, cock rock being in the DNA in the film. It might be that it follows a band, or it might be that it's the central cast members are into that type of music, and it features quite heavily within the film and within the narrative. So these kind of the drive and the DNA stamped all over it. That's what we're kind of looking at.
Yes, all over the place.
All over the place.
Yeah. So I suppose to get us started, do you want to give us your top 5?
Yep. Let's do it.
This is Adam's top 10. I mean 5.
Right, so as we mentioned, the theme of this is cock rock, and it's sort of a narrow pool of films to choose from. But after a bit of digging, I mean, I've played sort of fast and loose with the genre of cock rock. And some of it is bleeding into metal in a little bit, so some of the listeners might be, that's not true cock rock. But I've tried to keep it as close as possible. So honourable mentions.
Honourable mentions.
Rock and Roll High School. Again, I know that's sort of more towards the punk side, Ramones and so on. School of Rock. There's a lot of references. Another Jack Black one, Tenacious D, the pick of Destiny. And a film which Pablo is going to be coming on to talk about later on, the New Zealand indie horror Deathgasm.
Yes.
Certainly worth watching.
Yes, check them out.
Anyway, top 5.
Number 5.
Gone for Bill and Ted.
Oh, of course. Excellent Adventure.
Excellent
Bogus
Adventures.
Journey.
Bogus, yeah, exactly. And I'm encompassing
the
both
umbrella.
films. The series
Umbrella
of Bill and Ted. There's been talks of.
There's been a talk of a comeback, a third film. But I really hope they don't. To be honest with you.
I don't think there's any need to revisit it. It'd just be trying to recreate what they already did.
Yeah, it was very 90s.
Yeah,
it's not the 90s.
It's
anymore.
a product of its time, and it'd just be trying to hark back to that, and you can't really do it. Yeah. Just leave Bill and Ted where they were.
Yeah,
dead. Number 4. It's a film that we'll be discussing later on. It's Detroit Rock City.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, won't go into it. Late 90s, 1999 it came out, didn't it? Produced by Gene Simmons.
Yes.
Featuring Kiss.
Yeah.
But we'll discuss that a little bit later on.
Indeed.
Number 3. All right, I tried to stay away a little bit from documentaries, because I know there's there was a couple of good Metallica documentaries, in particular, and a few other good ones as well. Twisted Sister got quite a good, interesting documentary. However, there's one that I had to put in just because it is so good, and it's Anvil, the story of Anvil.
Oh, I've never seen it.
Well, are you familiar with the band? Anvil?
Not really. No.
Well, that's the point. The point of the documentary is Anvil are one of those bands that if you talk to kind of thrash metal bands and metal bands, they're hugely influential on a lot of modern day bands.
Oh, okay, but they're the kind of the band that no one knows.
Yeah,
but been inspired.
So credible, inspired loads, but they never had commercial success. And they came out around about the same time as Metallica and and so on.
Yeah. It's a bit like how Fugazi inspired Beyonce. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. She says it all the time.
Exactly.
But then nobody actually acknowledges that. But it's quite interesting to see the fine line between kind of worldwide success and recognition and relative obscurity as well. But really interesting documentary, well worth a watch, and listen to Anvil as well when you get a chance.
Listen.
Number 2. Wayne's World.
Party time.
Excellent. That's a crooner version that we just did there. Enjoyed that. Wayne's World, it's got to be in there. I mean, Wayne's World again, kind of music and that kind of era and genre music plays a huge part in the storyline of the film,
and very quotable as a growing up. And
love that film. And both of them I'm putting Wayne's World 1 and 2 in there as well,
of course.
Okay. That takes us to number 1.
Number 1.
It had to be. It could only be Spinal Tap.
Yeah, of course it had to be.
Yeah, come on. It's legendary. I mean,
if you'd chosen something else, I would have actually violently beaten you to death with this cup. Or
imagine if it was missed out. You wouldn't
have survived.
I'd have deserved a beating.
Yeah. And I would have feasted on your blood.
Okay.
But yes, of course, Spinal Tap.
It is. I mean, it's hugely influential comedy. I mean, it's inspired. Look at things like The Office and so many modern day comedies. The whole mockumentary thing. Spinal Tap, number one.
Yep.
With a bullet.
Yes, turning up to 11. And on that little note edge. So yeah, if you've got an alternative top 5, then please feel free to get in touch, and I mean that. Like I actually mean that. I'm talking Twitter at FTWFB podcast.
Mm-hmm.
I am also talking Facebook if you use it. We're there.
We're all over that.
Gmail, something at gmail.com, FT, whatever.
It's on the website. What's the website, John?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Go to foodtowatchfilmsby.com.
Yeah.
There's a contact us page. Get in touch.
Yeah.
We will welcome you with open arms.
Yeah, we'll treat you right.
Yes.
Treat you good.
Like a first date.
Like a high-class prostitute.
What? Anyway, moving on. So now, moving on to our film and food recommendation for this cock rock themed recipe of an episode, and it's got to be Detroit Rock City.
Had to be. Always had to be.
Gotta lose your mind. Detroit Rock City. Of course. And a brilliant film. Off the bat, I'm just saying that.
Yeah, I mean, it's cheesy, but I love it. The reason we chose it is because we both enjoy it. I mean, if you look at the score on Rotten Tomatoes and the critic score on IMDb, it's been slated.
Yeah, but that doesn't matter because it's a fantastic film. If you like buddy films, you like coming of age films, you like
that's what it is. It's coming of age.
Exactly.
Film, really, isn't it?
A bunch of douchebags in high school, finishing up high school with just a mission to see Kiss. Basically, loyal fans. It's all about going to see Kiss. Yeah. And that all, the twisted hand of fate goes against them when Jeremiah's Christian mom, who sees Kiss as this sort of the devil's music, discovers their tickets.
Knights in Satan's Service,
yes,
which is the acronym.
Yeah, she discovers their tickets and burns them and almost ruins their dreams forever. And, they set out on a quest to get to Detroit and watch Kiss.
Yeah,
and that's
that's essentially in a nutshell. Yeah. It's quite a similar theme that kind of reoccurs in these movies as well.
Yeah, very similar formula.
Yeah, exactly. It's that kind of sort of oddball grouping of teenagers who set out on a journey and an adventure of self-discovery, and then ultimately, it turns into a bit of a coming of age thing. I mean, you look through the list of the top 5 that we just ran through, you can pretty much pick out every single one of those has that some sort of format along those lines. Mm-hmm. Even, I suppose, real life as well. Look at the documentaries. It's that oddball group of people coming together as a band, going through a journey of self-discovery,
exactly,
and developing as people and developing into men.
Yes, rock men, men with cocks
with
rock.
Which rock?
Exactly. But I mean, this has got a real warm place in my heart as this film. I mean, I do confess I enjoy the music of Kiss a lot. So
it's a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they've got a lot of really terrible songs, but they've got some brilliant songs.
They've just got some of the riffs that are just like you can't help but have a little bit of a smile when you hear them.
Love Gun, as soon as that comes pumping into you, just like fucking come on.
Detroit Rock City.
Yeah, exactly.
That's a perfect example. It's just
but
Strider.
It's oh man, it's just brilliant. I mean, yeah, you know, a lot of people criticize them for being a formed band, you know, like a stage show band.
Yeah.
You know, not a real band. You know, no, they are. They're brilliant. They're amazing entertainers. The music, sometimes can be a bit cheesy, but you know what? It's just fun. That's the whole ethos. It's fun.
I think this is the thing with the movie as well.
Yeah.
It represents that. It's not high art.
Nope.
You know, it's
Nor does it pertain to be.
Yeah, it's not this kind of, you know, on the edge of the avant-garde. It's just fun.
Yes.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It's a good hangover movie, I always feel this.
Yeah. And the cast as well, you know, I mean...
So let's talk about the cast.
Yeah, I mean, you know... It's,
John Connor.
Of course. Edward Furlong.
Yeah, he's there.
Yeah, and... pardon me, sorry. I'm just indulging in a couple of beers. I'm just getting a bit of gas.
Rock and roll.
Yeah, because I am rock and
roll.
roll. But yeah, you know, Edward Furlong, post-Terminator 2, post-American History X... Then I don't know. Has he done much since this?
I don't think he has.
I don't think he has.
But it was kind of the sort of upcoming sort of Corey Feldman type of kid in films, wasn't it? A kid with a bit of attitude.
Yeah.
I don't think he's done a great deal since.
No, I can't think of anything since.
No.
this,
I mean, I'm sure he's actively working, but nothing to the level of what he did previously, unfortunately.
No, and I mean, to be honest, the rest of the cast, I don't know of too well. Sam Huntington, James DeBello.
James DeBello playing as Trip. Yeah.
But of course, you do have an appearance from the lovely Shannon Tweed, which I think any male of from my era, will be very familiar with Shannon Tweed.
Shannon Tweed, yeah. If you were ever a teenager in the 90s.
Yeah. With access to Channel
Britain,
5.
in the UK, Channel 5 for our American listeners and people outside of the UK. Yeah, outside the UK, Channel 5. Essentially, in the 90s, you had 5 channels, and Channel 5 was the one that had featured some soft porn in the wee small hours of the morning.
Yeah.
Shannon Tweed, Johnny, I believe you're quite familiar with her back catalogue, aren't you?
Yeah, of course. Cannibal Women
now.
of the Amazon jungle.
Avocado Amazon. Avocado jungle, that's it. Yeah, but she's 60 years old.
Bloody hell, that is insane.
Would you? At 60?
Well,
I think we're both agreed. Gilf is the
yeah, of course. But yeah, of course, being she's there's a reason she's in this film. Obviously, associated with Gene
Simmons,
either his wife or partner, something like that.
I don't think you could follow after Gene Simmons, really, could you?
No. But funny, in the same sort of scene, there's a bit of an appearance of Ron Jeremy as well, which again, anyone from my era, male, would be aware of.
Ron Jeremy, famous for his sexual exploits as well. But anyway. I mean, a bit of nudity. We're looking at the cast, the list of the cast here. We've got credits with stripper number 1 to 6. Some 8 people who are just 10 people who are just credited as babe number 1 to 10.
Really lucky hot tub dude.
Yeah, I remember that one. He's the guy in the hot tub.
Smoker.
I think that's just been somebody who's smoking rather than like smoking hot.
Mini mart hostage, drunken fan, groupie, teenager. It's got everything. It's
man
got everything.
Backstage.
Yeah, exactly. And that says it all. Like, you just need to read this cast, cast of credits,
and of course, of every member of
Kiss,
Kiss,
of course, Gene, Paul, Ace, and Peter
Criss,
exactly. And it's I love this film.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't say anything more.
No, it's funny, it's fun. It's funny. It's
funny and it's fun.
It's fun, but that's it.
And it's fundamental.
It's
just fundamental.
To add another fun. It's the three funs. Funny, fun, and fundamental. And that's all you need from a film. Sometimes you don't always need it to be something beyond that and something deeper. Yeah. It is what it is.
It is what it is, and that's what it is. And so check it out. I don't think there's anything else we can really add to it.
Not really.
You know,
No.
if you enjoy these types of films, you enjoy rock music, you enjoy good times, give it a watch.
If you want to rock and roll all night and party every day, give it a watch.
Fucking watch it.
Yeah. So food.
Yes, food recommendations.
Yeah.
Do you want to slap your meat in the pan first, Adam? Or?
Yeah, I'll slam that bad boy down. Okay, so really for my food recommendation, I mean, we have a film here that's heavily influenced by the music of Kiss.
It is.
It's produced by Gene Simmons.
It is.
So I thought it only suitable and appropriate to pay a bit of a tribute to Kiss in my food suggestion. Now, as we know, Kiss is probably a band who are well known for their the level of merchandise that they go. You know, literally anything that you could turn into band merchandise, Kiss have done.
Yeah, well, like you see in the film, you see the advert for the Kiss action figures, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. It's not just T-shirts and drumsticks. It's literally anything you can, toilet seats, whatever you can think of. Kiss have stuck the logo onto it. Now, this includes, which I think is actually shut down now. It was in South Carolina. God, I can't say. It was over in America, over in the States. They had a Kiss coffee house. I'm not sure if it ever expanded to a chain of them. Yeah. But I do believe I did a quick Google search before because I wanted to check out what the menu was, and it did say permanently closed. So unfortunately, I couldn't get a full menu. But what I did manage to do.
It's disappointing.
Well, what I did manage to do was get have a quick look on TripAdvisor and just see what some of the reviews were like, and maybe what some of the regulars' favourite food and drink was. Now a bit limited. There was 20 reviews on there, 12 excellent, 0 terribles. There was one poor, but you always get that on TripAdvisor. So generally, 4.5 stars, not too bad. Not 20 reviews. Now, one thing that caught my eye was the frozen rocconcino. So, which I'm assuming is a frozen cappuccino. But with Kiss, it's got to be a rocconcino. So
frozen rocconcino.
I'd have a frozen rocconcino. And the only mention I could find, a lot of reviews did say they had food. Didn't specify the food, and as I say, they no longer have a website or anything that I could find. So the only mention of food was a nondescript bagel, which apparently was quite nice. So my food suggestion, rather brief, but it is a tribute to Kiss. I'd have it in the Kiss coffee house. I'd have a rocconcino and a nondescript bagel.
A nondescript bagel. That sounds appetising.
Indeed, if not a little bit brief. What about yourself, Johnny? Did you...
Yeah, well, I did have a bit of a nugget of inspiration for this one, and basically I was trying to put myself in that place of those 4 guys, and what I was like at that age, coming out of college, best buddies, nothing to worry about, no work, no nothing, just basically having a good time. And basically we used to always go out to a club called the Mayfair in Newcastle, which had a massive rock night, which would play stuff like Kiss, Rage Against the Machine, anything Nirvana, and it was amazing. And sadly it got knocked down about 10 years ago or more, and now has like a casino and stuff on it, which is quite sad. But it was an amazing venue, so many amazing artists played there in the day. Jimi Hendrix, I think Nirvana played there, probably Alice Cooper. And well, at the end of the night, it had an amazing night of innocence, dancing, just getting wrecked, having an awesome night. We'd always end up getting kebab meat and chips with chili and garlic sauce smeared all over that bastard. And you'd always end the night on there. Everyone would be crammed into a place called Munchies 2. I don't know about Munchies, it was Munchies 2. And that's where it would be, the after party.
I think
you'd have tales of what happened that night. You'd be having guffaws, fights maybe. but you'd be eating this shit.
But you'd be living life.
You'd be living, yeah.
And I think
it's fast paced.
I think you've kind of hit the nail on the head with the appeal of this film, with that food suggestion, because it is, even if you didn't, even if you didn't grow up in an area where cock rock was your scene, you can still relate to that kind of rebellious youth, coming of age, as we mentioned before.
Not giving a shit.
Yeah, exactly, but sort of finding who you are and that kind of journey of
when
discovery.
All that mattered was going to a gig or,
like the most for these kids, the most important thing in the world was to see Kiss.
Yeah,
that is all that would not all that
matters.
But that's it. But to them, Kiss was a symbol of rebellion. Whether it's school or whatever was they were feeling repressed. That escape to them. So it just symbolised a lot more. But
yeah, brilliant. So there you have it, folks. You can either have yourself a Kiss coffee shop experience of a frozen
Roccaccino and a nondescript bagel.
I was trying to think. I was actually trying to think what I might put in there to kind of symbolise Kiss, but I can't think of anything else.
Tongue.
Ox tongue. Oh yeah, of course.
Ox tongue in honour of Gene Simmons.
Gene Simmons' ridiculous tongue. Whack a bit of that in there.
Yeah.
Or you can have yourself a late night, middle of the night, kebab meat and chips with chili and garlic sauce.
Real of you,
pure filth.
Yeah.
And on that note,
let's move on.
Okay, we're at this point in the podcast once again where we're inviting a listener to join us. Adam.
We are, yes. We have Lee on the line. Lee!
Sorry, that was supposed to be like cock rock styled.
Yeah.
All right, Lee. How you doing?
I'm doing my cock rock hands, but you can't see it, obviously.
Cock rock hands.
Yeah, hands where we can see them, Lee. Keep it above the waist.
Of course.
Yeah. How are you doing on this fair evening?
Not too bad, thank you.
Are you ready?
Guys?
We're good. Are you ready to rock?
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Are you a fan of cock rock?
Oh, big fan. Well, I was born in the right decade, should I say? So I'm a big fan of this kind of rock music.
Well, you must be old.
A bit older than you, Adam. I know that.
So yeah, and you're into your music, aren't you, as well, Lee? You've played in a few bands in your time.
Yeah.
Have you played any cock rock covers at all?
Well, done a few stuff. I've played bands like Rainbow and Rush, stuff like that. So yeah.
Cool.
Ooh, I think Geddy Lee style.
Yeah.
Nice.
Have you ever worn spandex whilst gigging?
No. Haven't gone that far.
Have you ever pissed on a woman?
You ever seen a grown man naked?
Have you ever taken a shit on a car that's moving?
Sorry.
Have you ever dated my sister? What? I don't know where I'm going now.
Yeah. Massive
I feel like I'm in the cockpit of airplane.
But that's the general vibe of the cock rock.
But welcome, Lee. Welcome to
the arena.
And we're going to play a little game with you. You've come on here for a reason, because we're going to play a little cock rock related game. And it's actually one that I've devised this time. Johnny is usually the quiz master, but this time round I'm taking control.
Handed over the reins.
I'm sick and tired of losing every week. I always lose the game, so this time I'm in control.
This time you were Dominic Diamond.
The tables have turned.
Oh, not Dominic. Hang on.
What are you talking about?
Who was? No, what's his name again? Who was Games Master? Not.
Oh, I know who you mean.
What's his name?
Ed to the pole.
No,
Games Master. No, Games Master. Who is it?
Games Master. It was
astrologist.
To get to level 8, you must blah blah blah. The astrologist guy. What's his name?
Yeah, what's it called? With a monocle.
Patrick something.
Yeah, it's Patrick something, isn't it?
Patrick Moore.
Yeah.
Patrick Moore. Is that right?
Yeah, Roger Moore's brother.
Yeah. But is he still alive, or is he no longer with us?
I have no idea.
It was about 90 back in the 90s, so
that's true.
I doubt it.
If you're unfamiliar with Games Master, by the way, YouTube it. It was fantastic, and in a very similar vein to, not very similar vein to Nightmare that we discussed.
No, completely.
Just edit that.
Yeah. Anyway, just get on with the game for fuck's sake.
Right. So the game is called Cockrock or Mock Rock.
Ooh.
Is it cock rock or is it mock rock? I just don't know. Ooh, yeah.
Okay, so here we are in the arena. Are you guys ready to battle?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, you're going to explain how this works.
Well, I'm going to explain it.
And then I'll be ready to battle.
Be patient. I don't give you this shit when you're doing your quizzing. All right. So, Cockrock or Mock Rock. The name of the game is I'm going to give you a band name, and you have to guess if it is an actual cock rock band or if it's a mock rock band. And by that I mean a fictional band that has appeared in the movie. So is it a real band or is it a fake band, essentially? Okay. You get a bonus point as well. Bonus points are available if you can guess the name of the film which the fake band appeared in as well.
Oh,
so some bonus points on offer.
Yes.
Okay, are we ready?
I am ready as can be.
Well, I'm very nervous, but yeah, go for it.
You should be. Lee, you are the guest, so as a guest you get to go first.
Such a fucking job's worth.
So, the first band, we have Crucial Taunt. That band name again, Crucial Taunt.
I will say cock rock.
I'm afraid it is mock rock. Hold on, Johnny. So that's not a point there. However, Johnny can pick up a bonus point if he can guess the name of the film, as it is a mock rock.
Well, it's Cassandra's band in Wayne's World. Crucial Taunt! Of course it is.
Crucial Taunt!
The man at the back is back to the ballroom blitz. Ballroom blitz.
Yeah, man.
Wow!
Yeah.
So yeah, Crucial Taunt
Cassandra
gives
with a snake.
Exactly. She's a babe.
She's a robo.
She's babelicious. She's a robo babe.
And she
if she was a president, her name would be Babraham Lincoln.
Yeah, that's enough of that now.
Okay. So Johnny, your turn now.
Yeah.
And I feel this might be an easy one for you because anyway.
Because I'm awesome.
This is right up your alley. So the band name is Anal Cunt.
Oh, this is
band name again. Anal Cunt.
I've heard it, but now I can't remember if it's real or not. But I have heard it.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Sure you have. I've seen your internet history. It's this combination of words appear many times.
Is it a real one or not? I can't remember.
I'm gonna have to push you for an answer, Johnny.
I'm gonna go for.
Come on, Johnny.
Mock rock.
It's actually cock rock.
Shit!
Anal Cunt. Check them out. They'll be available on iTunes, Spotify, or anything along those lines. But Anal Cunt are an actual band. So I'm afraid that's a missed opportunity there for you, Johnny. Okay, round two.
Round two.
Right.
One Bad Pig. That band name again is One Bad Pig.
I'm going with cock rock again. But it's a total guess.
You are right. It is actually cock rock. Now, this is actually apparently we say cock rock. Apparently, it's an American Christian band. But yeah, they exist. They're available to listen to. So Google them if you're into Christian rock music.
Well, that's not cock rock, though.
Yeah, but they're a real band. So being a bit flexible
there's no cock
with
in
this.
Christianity.
I don't know.
On the fifth day, he placed his member in his hand and extended it up to the Lord.
There's been enough scandals in in the church to suggest otherwise, Johnny.
Okay, that's Catholicism.
Depends if it's the Catholic Church.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Sorry to bring Christianity down for Catholicist sins, but yeah. So Lee, missed opportunity. Oh no, you got that. Sorry, what am I saying? Sorry, Lee, you got that. Sorry.
Flipping heck. Patrick Moore wouldn't make that mistake.
So it's 1-1 at the moment because of Johnny's bonus point. So, okay, Johnny, this one's yours. Steel Dragon. Steel Dragon. Is that cockrock or mockrock?
Mockrock.
It is mockrock. That's correct. Now, for the bonus point, the all-important bonus point. Can you name the film?
That sounded a bit like the start of Apocalypse Now. I
feel like you're stalling for time here, Johnny. I'm going to push you for an answer.
Steel Dragon, is it Meatheads? I don't know.
It's not. It actually appears in.
Does Lee get to have a go?
Oh no! Sorry, Lee. Yeah, sorry, Lee. Yeah, you get to steal it if you can.
It's a total guess, but is it Jack Black's band in School of Rock?
It's a good guess, but it's not right. No, I'm afraid it's actually the film Rockstar, starring Jennifer Aniston and Mark Wahlberg. It is terrible as a movie. But it does exist, and Steel Dragon
films do you watch?
Is a band name there. So, yeah, you do still get a point there, just not the bonus point.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, round 3. Okay, then. The Bastard Sons of Johnny Cash.
Is this for Lee? Or?
This is for Lee. The Bastard Sons of Johnny Cash, are they cockrock or mockrock? Cock or mock?
I'm gonna go with mock. And I've heard of that recently, but I can't think of where though.
I'm afraid it's the rail band. It is cockrock. They're actually a Swedish rock band.
Well,
the Bastard Sons of Johnny Cash.
I'll be damned.
So missed opportunity on round 3 there for you, Lee. But let's see how Johnny can do. Johnny narrowly in the lead at the moment. Okay. So your band name, Johnny? Strange Fruit.
Strange Fruit. Fuck. Is it mockrock?
It is mockrock.
Yes. And I should know what this is from because I've heard it.
You also heard Anal Cunts, but you didn't get that right.
Who is Strange Fruit? Who's Strange Fruit?
Strange Fruit. Can you guess the film? Again, Johnny, I'm going to have to push you for an answer here.
Is Adam Sandler in this film?
He's not. I'm going to pass it over to Lee.
I don't know why.
Lee, can you guess the film?
I can picture the film. I can't remember the name of it. Is it a British film with Bill Nighy?
It is, yes. You're definitely on the right
Billy
tracks.
Connolly's in it.
Billy Connolly's in it. Yeah, you've got the film.
Timothy Spott.
I'm going to need the name. You've named the entire cast pretty much there, but
I know. I can name the cast. I can't.
Billy Connolly
name the
Bill
film.
Nighy.
Something like The Wild Ones. No, not that. I can't remember. Still Crazy.
Still Crazy is correct, Lee. I was just about to say time is up, but you've just got it in the last seconds there. Still Crazy, 1998.
Sounds like
British
a
film. It's not terrible.
Oh no, I have seen that film. Yeah. I remember now.
Yeah. Age of Rock Stars going back on the road. Yeah. There you go then. Still Crazy.
So, round 4?
It's a 4th and final round as well.
Oh my god.
And the scores at the moment. So, the scores on the doors. Let me do that again. So, the scores on the doors. On the doors are as follows. Lee, you have 2 points.
Fag.
Derogatory slur there.
Well, I'm just trying to,
Johnny,
create a bit.
I
of
feel like you
competition.
should lose a point for that, but Johnny, you're winning currently, which you're on 3 points. So, so just in front, but not by a great margin.
Yep, still winning.
Okay,
Still
so Lee,
winning.
fourth and final round. Here's your band name. The Bruce
Go for
Willis Blues Band. Is that cock rock or mock rock?
What is it, Lee?
I
What
would
is
say
it?
cock rock, because I know Bruce Willis used to sing in a band in the late 80s, early 90s, possibly. So
You are correct, and his backing band was imaginatively titled the Bruce Willis Blues Band. So yeah, there you go, Lee. That does lead you into a tie here.
Ooh.
So if
But I've still got one.
Johnny's got his here. So
Okay. So
your band name is Sex Bobombs. That's Bobomb spelled BOB-OMB. Sex Bobomb.
Sex Babylon.
Sex Bobomb. Sex Bobomb.
Is
You're
it
my sex bomb.
Is it mock rock?
It is mock rock. You have got it there, which means Johnny, you do win the game. There's no coming back. However, I will give you the chance to not just win, but win convincingly, if you can.
Yeah.
Oh no, actually, no. Yeah,
if he gets it wrong,
exactly.
Yeah, if
Lee gets
if
the
Lee-
opportunity to,
Yes,
but he's
sorry.
not gonna, because I totally know the answer to this.
Go on then. What's the name of the film?
The film is Beauty and the Beast, starring Ron Perlman. Which wasn't even a film; it was a TV series. But he looked like Bon Jovi.
don't forget Linda Hamilton.
I don't know. Again,
It's
I
a
think
good
I've
guess,
heard of
but
it,
again,
but
it's not quite right, Johnny.
No.
Unfortunately. So that means Lee, for the draw, you could be back in this if you can get the name. So Sex Babomb.
you're never gonna get it, Lee. Never gonna get
Well,
it. Never
it's a
gonna
cocky a
get
second
it.
ago,
Never
but,
gonna get it. Never gonna get it.
Never gonna get it.
Woo 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 woo.
Can't even think of any films of a band in. Oh, dear.
You just can't think of anything.
Um,
You are nothing. You are nothing, Lee.
Come on, Lee.
Just trying to
Don't
psych
listen
you
to
out.
these mind games.
oh, jeez.
You are a guest, and in the interest of being a good host, I'll give you a slight clue. Only slight clue.
Only because you're bitter because you lose all the time.
It's a British director,
Ken Loach.
but an American cast.
Oh, come on. Well, that was then two clues. Flipping
That's
heck.
not help at all.
It's not his usual cast. His usual cast are British comedians.
No. What was the time as well? I always got like, oh, you got answer in time. Come on.
British
Right,
director,
5,
American film.
4, 3,
The Dark Knight Rises.
2, 1. Boom. There we go.
That's correct. It's A Dark Knight Rises by Christopher. No, it's not.
So when you employ a bit of games mastery, you do have to exercise some sort of restraint.
It's Scott Pilgrim versus the World,
Oh.
directed by Edgar Wright.
Oh yes, of course.
So, yeah, it does mean that the final scores are in, and Johnny has just won it 4 points to 3. Johnny, I tip my hat to you, sir.
Yeah.
Congratulations and well done. Lee,
Well done.
there are no real losers in these games apart from yourself, but you don't leave empty-handed. You always get a little gift of some sort. Johnny, what we got? What we got in the studio?
Sorry,
I
Perlman
can
on
tell
DVD.
exactly.
Yes, that signed
Actually,
photo of Ron Perlman as the beast.
Basically, I bought a bouquet of What are they?
You bought him some a bouquet of flowers.
Chrysanthemums. I bought these were for my mother because I saw her earlier and she left them here. These were supposed to be for Mother's Day next week, so I won't see her. But just shows how much she cares.
Yeah, they do look like you've just bought them from a garage. To be fair, mate.
They're like the classic M&S.
Oh look,
M&S.
price is still in my.
Wilton.
Well, you're welcome to have them, Lee, seeing as my mum doesn't want them.
All right, I'll give you my address and you can send them over.
Yes.
Yeah. So you've got some a bunch of flowers
I
coming
think
your
that's
way.
quite appropriate. Cock rock, you can imagine, Steve Tyler with a bunch of flowers, getting all,
Yeah.
overly masculine but effeminate at the same time.
Yeah, exactly. Which is what cock rock is all about.
It is.
Overly masculine, but in spandex and makeup. So Lee, thank you for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed it. Have you got anything planned for the rest of your evening?
Don't know. I might just check out this Iron Fist thing on Netflix.
Oh yeah. I watched a few of them. It seems to be a bit of a slow start, but
yeah, it's a bit of a slow burn. But
yeah. I've enjoyed the Marvel series on Netflix, to be fair. So I keep the faith that it's going to get a little bit better. But yeah, great stuff. Well, we'll leave you to your net flicking. Enjoy that, and thanks for coming on. Thanks for playing.
Yes.
Thank you very much. It's been great. Thank you.
Good night, Lee. We love you.
Good night.
Good night, dudes.
Right. Well, we're at this point again in the podcast, Adam, where we're going to summon our friend Pablo to join us for another film not to eat food by.
Are you eating pie?
Well, yeah, I am actually. Yeah. Mince and onion pie.
It's kind of rude, mate, while we're recording.
Oh, I don't give a shit.
It's kind of rude not to offer any as well, to be frank.
Well, you're in my house, and I suppose I should. Anyway,
that makes me a guest.
Well, yeah, whatever.
Poor hospitality.
Sorry.
A man who is never short of hospitality, however. Pablo, are you there?
How do, chaps? How we diddling?
Good, mate. Good.
All right.
See ya.
How fair does you?
Grant, it's always sunny on Pablo Mania. Just working on the theme of the episode. I've kind of took it down to brass tacks. I've got often a lot of excess when it comes to the cocks of the tannery process after I've dealt with my victims, processed them, used their skin to make suits or excess items. But yeah, I've just got a load of these penises lying around. So I thought I would do the cock rock on a literal sense. Took a trip to Blackpool. Been working with
the home of rock.
Yeah, home of rock, and worked on my sideline of tattooing. I've had a little bit here and there, just that drawing smiley faces on people and that. But yeah, so I've been trying to make my own Pablo cock rock, dipping it in the solution, tattooing, dipping it in the solution, and so on and so forth.
Wow,
that's
impressive. How do you manage to get, like in rock where you get the kind of the pattern or whatever goes all the way through the rock? How have you managed to achieve that, or have you not? Or
no, well, it's an interesting. It's something where I've kind of tried to just draw a line all the way down and top and side. I think ultimately, if somebody's gonna buy any of them off the dark web, maybe they'll look into it, but the benefit of the dark web as well as its negatives is the fact that nobody knows who anybody is. So I'm not going to get any complaints. So
does it have the kind of longevity of rock? Because you've got to suck on a piece of rock for ages until it goes down. Is that the same with a cock, or in your experience, Pablo?
I think it's it's pretty much like the fly in Jurassic Park trapped in the amber. Essentially, whilst it's within there, it's preserved for potentially millennia. If anybody wants to crack that bad boy open, it's probably, well, I say partially preserved. I've kind of had them in like a vinegar solution.
Suddenly this pie is not quite as appetizing as it once was.
How's that meat tasting, Johnny?
Can we? Just in case any listeners are slightly baffled, by the way. Yes, Pablo has a bit of a hobby, shall we say, that he pursues, which involves taking out the dirge, the gutter trash, the
skunk pussies, the street trash. I see it as more of a calling.
Yes.
Than anything else.
Yeah. And basically taking those parts and recycling them in ways, aren't you? Taking parts of their body and making use of them.
Yeah.
Well, that's it. I find that there's enough rubbish on this planet that it's only fair that if I can take one out who's been taken away from the world, then the only fair benefit, the only way to rewrite the old karmic balance is to repurpose them into something that somebody else could enjoy. So they can bring a bit of joy to the world for once in their rotten lives.
Yeah.
Well, in their
it's kind of like a reverse of RoboCop. Like he was a good cop. I mean, he was still a good cop when he's RoboCop, but he was made into something else. I'm not really sure where I'm going with this, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Pablo,
should we move on?
Yeah.
No. Would you like to introduce your film Not to Eat Food By?
Oh yes, please play whatever music you choose.
He used to give me roses. I wish he could again. But that was on the outside, and things were different then. On the inside, the sun still shines.
Right, well, today I shall be reviewing the slightly less rock, more metal, but plenty of cock all the same, New Zealand film Deathgasm.
Yes.
By Jason Lee Howden, director and writer of the film.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, it's Brody moves to Grey Point in New Zealand, which is a very boring town after his mother's been on a bit of a meth binge and tried to suck off a Santa in the local mall and got sectioned for it. Slight callback to our Bad Santa episode there.
Yep, yeah.
But he meets up with two chums, Dion and Giles, both D&D fanatics, quite the losers of the school for different reasons. And then he meets up with cool dude of the town, Zach, who's very much into metal. They quickly become blood brothers. And from there, they find a few notes relating to some sort of demonic activities.
Oh, yeah. Mm. And it all goes pear-shaped or cock-shaped?
Well, a favourite band... or a fabled band of time, Hacks and Sword, whose lead singer disappeared several years ago, is rumoured to actually be in the little New Zealand town Mickey Daggers. And they find him, and essentially they get this record, which has got a few notes within them, which has got a demonic song in there that, if played, will bring about demonic possession.
The devil's malady.
Yeah. But then also give extreme power to somebody with the darkest of souls.
Oh, yes.
And because they've only gone and formed a band, this hapless lot, who also Medina is involved, but not in the band, who's a local girl that...
Funky cold Medina.
Medina, there's some interesting names. I don't know if this is a New Zealand thing or whether it's just done for the film, but there are some very interesting names. You've got Brody,
Giles.
Zach, Dion, Giles, and Medina. Not forgetting Mickey Daggers, of course. But yeah, so they form a band, decide to play the song, and loads of hell ensues. And it's pretty good from there.
Pretty wild. Yeah. So yes, so the ultimate question: what was the gore like? Give me the gore.
Well, once the gore came, it came thick and fast. 16 minutes in. And that's when all hell, demonic wise, breaks loose. You've got an angle grinder to the head, quickly followed by an engine block that falls on said head. Wow. You've got D20s being shot in people's heads with paint guns, people being dildoed to death, and not in the way you would potentially think.
There's a cock severance as well, isn't there?
Oh,
guy getting whacked off, as it were. To use a joke, I've got his dick severed by a weed whacker or hedge whacker.
There's
Ouch.
some cock lopping going on.
Wow.
Yeah, cocklopping, yeah.
And there's also, there's some nice little touches. Obviously, I think a lot of the bands that I mentioned are real bands, but I'm not really familiar with that end of things these days.
Which end? Sorry.
Exactly, the cock end. Yes, and as a nice little nod to New Zealand horror history and what's come before, Giles, the slightly chunkier chap of the group, wears a Bad Taste t-shirt.
Yes.
Obviously directed by Peter Jackson.
Yeah.
And his first film all filmed in New Zealand on a very low budget, so a nice little nod.
An excellent
but yeah, I mean,
film.
It's very, very gory. There's a very nice little pirouette like chainsaw maneuver, double-fisted chainsaws, by the way. But yeah, it's all round. I've very much enjoyed.
Yeah. I feel a little left out actually because you two have both seen it, and I haven't had a chance to. But it does look brilliant from the trailer.
It is. I think it's your sort of movie. To be fair, I mean, it's got some great comical gore in it. Death by dildo, vibrator, and other means.
Yeah, that sounds exactly like the usual thing I watch.
Yeah, but it's that kind of sort of the early Peter Jackson, as Pablo says, and kind of Return of the Living Dead, that kind of gore, even bits of nods to Evil Dead and things like that. But yeah,
I mean, there's gore for the sake of gore, but it's essentially where Bad Taste was, probably 30 more than 30 years ago. Where that was now on possibly even a similar-ish budget, although they've done a lot with a small amount if they have had a small budget. I didn't get to check the numbers. But it's come a long way. But it looks like most of the gore, if all of it isn't, it is pure practical effects.
Nice.
Just proper special effects with, and there's the odd little bit of FX touch-ups for, demonic lightning and things like that. But other than that, it all seems pretty.
Well, I think the director as well at the moment, it seems to do, looking at his IMDb, I was just watching it earlier, he seems to do a lot within sort of Hollywood, fairly big budget movies, sort of the visual effects side of things. So he's done, I think he's got credits for Avengers and The Hobbit and, some pretty big movies. I don't know whether that's CGI or whether he's sort of involved in practical effects side of things as well. That seems to be his bag anyway.
I would take a punt, and this is pure speculation, but if he's from New Zealand and he's involved with the visual effects area and he worked on Lord of the Rings or The Hobbit, then I would think he's probably from was it Weta, Peter Jackson's
maybe, yeah.
special effects.
Gods of Egypt as well. I think that was one of his credits, and that was filmed over sort of Australia and New Zealand way as well.
Which I suppose the benefit you could probably say with that film is that it probably looked very nice. I didn't see it myself.
It looked nice. It looked pretty. And it was my vote, if you go back to the year's review of worst film of the year. That was my choice, because it was shocking in terms of performances and story, but it looked pretty. So
that pie was pretty actually.
I guess still chowing down.
Sorry,
mate. I'm trying to
I forgot to mention earlier, Johnny, did that delivery to your house of those pies? Is that one of those pies that you took earlier?
What from? I thought it was the same.
That box.
Was it not?
No, it was that box that got delivered to your house this morning.
Oh yeah.
It said anonymous, but I thought you'd assume it was from me. But just had like a bunch of pies in it. Is that one of those pies?
Yeah. What did you send me those pies?
I thought you would have known. I was talking about like my renderings and my offcuts, and they're like not that long ago. You said you'd be interested to hear more about it. At first, I thought you weren't really paying attention to what I was saying, but then you seemed really positive, and you kind of said, "Oh yeah, I know what you mean. I'd like something along those lines." Anyway,
hang on. Has Johnny just been Sweeney Todd?
Have you Sweeney Todded me?
Well,
have you fucking Sweeney Todded me?
Been Sweeney Todded, dude.
Oh, you say what the? The hell, Pablo?
Wait, which parts? Is a bit of a mixture. Are we talking all around the genitalia?
Sorry, guys.
All the pieces.
I mean, whatever it is, it's up now.
Sweeney Todd's angle. The difference is they will complicit.
You missed a bit of foreskin, Johnny.
But Johnny knew about it. He knew about it. You know, he inferred he kind of got what I meant. So that's enough for me. If he's confused, that's his own fault for not paying attention to the conversation.
And to go back up to the top end of the conversation as well, Johnny's hospitality failed to offer me pie. I believe this is what the kids these days call karma.
I'm sorry, but it seems like you've missed out on the lovely pies that I've left over. I'm assuming Johnny's just being sick with sheer.
Oh my god!
So considerate to send him a box of pies. I would have somebody do that for me, but all I'm doing is boxing up pies for somebody else, and then you
fought for. You know, I'd have just wash it down with some beer, mate. That's fine. Have a couple of Remy's. And you'll be fine, mate.
There were a couple of bastards that went in that pie, technically. So if you're going to be a son of a bitch, it's that pie. Or sons of bitches, if you're going to be accurate.
Oh, well. Thanks a lot.
An evil triplet that I sorted. Either way.
Pablo, it's always a delight.
Oh yeah.
Are we given the pie distracted? Have we given this film a Pablo rating yet?
No, we have not.
Pablo,
Thank you.
How would you rate
not
it?
only did you not appreciate my lovely gift, but you've gone and distracted us away from the point.
Yes.
The entire reason
I'm sorry.
You've derailed this somewhat. Pablo, tell us about the rating. What did you think about it on gore level?
Human pies.
I'm going to give that 4 dildo demons out of 5.
Pretty one of the highest scores you've given in a while, to be fair.
Well, I must say there's been a lot of dross. The odd classic, which kind of goes without saying, but really, if I was going to be 100% honest, if I was going purely on gore, probably would have given a lesser score to some past reviews. But yeah, anything gore related, it's got to be right and it's got to be good. And the best thing about Deathgasm is it both right and good and metal.
I'll tell you what as well, it'd be a good one as well if the guys from Deathgasm are listening. Be great to get him on the show because it'd be interesting to kind of have a chat. It looks like it's a film that was a lot of fun to make, so it'd be good to have a chat with them. We'll see if we can reach out to them. Send them a pie.
Sorry, Pablo, just to what else have you put in this pie, by the way? I'm getting flavours of.
It's probably best not to think about it.
Tarragon?
It was like fagash.
I thought there was a bit of a smoky flavour.
And mostly eyebrows and earwax.
Oh, well,
it's just generally remnant stuff. I'll either shave off or scoop out before I get the tannin done.
There's definitely like
there's a lot of smegma in there.
No, there's a definite herb in there somewhere, but I can't quite place it. You know when you kind of is it an aniseed or is it?
That's the turmeric. I put a bit of turmeric in there, and then.
Hang on.
But turmeric's good. Is good for preventing diseases and cancer, things like that, isn't it? So
how did you actually kill them or take them out? Did you poison them with anything or give them anything that?
I would probably, on the law of averages, I try to make every single pie individual, but there was a large majority of people who I had poisoned beforehand who are mixed in there somewhere, but it's on a pie by pie basis, so you've got about, think of it as pie roulette. Okay. So you've probably got about a 1 in 6 chance.
It's gone through the system, so it's probably going to be diluted cyanide, to be fair.
Okay. Well, yeah, maybe that's what I can taste actually.
Yeah, is it aniseed?
Yeah, it's quite tangy.
Yeah. Or is it metallic? Has it got a kind of a metally?
Yeah. Bit battery type. Yeah.
Well, I would say you get a strong taste of nuts. I can't remember.
Piss off. Yeah.
Pablo, have you named the pie? Have you got a name for these pies?
I'm more thinking of arsenic type of things, but yeah.
Almondy, yeah.
Have you got a name for these pies, Pablo?
Well, I thought I'd go for a people pie. but then I think that's a little bit too on the nose. So maybe
Pablo. No, that sounds rubbish.
You've done it again, Johnny. You've done it again. That is going up on the dark web as soon as I'm finished here. In fact, I'm just going to do it now. I'm going to set that up.
Oh, you like that idea? Oh, right, okay, brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
And I'll do a 2-for-1 where you get a couple of cocks in rock with it. So I'll be able to shift
I
them.
feel really queasy again.
Yeah.
A new project.
Exactly. Shriveled cock for the dog. They'll love them. Oh, he's at it again. Pablo, thanks for coming on, mate. It's always been a pleasure. Have you got many plans for the rest of the evening, or?
A little bit of hunter gathering. Generally hunting people who gather things, berries, nuts, boils, my piss. But after that, I'll probably just go to bed.
Brilliant. Mate, it's always a pleasure to have you on. Enjoy the evening, and we'll speak to you soon.
Maybe you could learn how to get a bit of gratitude, but probably just throw the rest of those pies away though.
There's a couple of health and safety concerns around those, but it's a thought that counts.
I'd left them out in the sun before I boxed them up anyway for like a day, so they're probably going to make.
Shit!
I hope you've got a good constitution anyway, but
I've just realised I've donated them to a food bank.
I mean, the pastry will still be good, right?
Yeah, I'm not getting into the politics of of that. That's not for me to judge. But I hope you're able to sleep at night, Johnny. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, bloody hell!
Despicable people like you make me sick.
Flippin' heck! All right. Well, we'll see you again another time then, Pablo. And thanks for ruining my evening.
See you around, Pablo.
Cheers. Toodles.
Night.
Bye. Okay, folks, that about wraps up our cock rock themed episode.
Yeah, hope you enjoyed it.
Yes,
it was fun.
Hope it's been a journey for you, a journey of discovery, a journey of rock and roll.
Yeah, and we're happy to have guided you down that journey and hopefully helped you discover who you are.
Yes, and where your cock is. But anyway, if you do have any food and film recommendations that you'd like to share with us, please get in touch at FTWFB Podcast. That's our Twitter handle. You can find us on Facebook, as I discussed earlier, or, go to our webpage, foodtowatchfilmsby.com.
Yeah. And, sorry.
No.
And don't forget to subscribe to us on iTunes as well. What else are we on? Stitcher, SoundCloud,
all
everything,
of them,
all those platforms.
Yeah, share an episode, share the love, review, rate, share, all of that.
Exactly. And if you want to ask us anything, or if you have any suggestions,
yes,
just shout.
Yeah, and if you want to take your clothing off and go dancing in the rain,
you do that.
Do that.
You're free. You're a free spirit.
Yeah, of course you are. You can make life whatever you want it to be.
Life's a journey.
Yeah.
There's the good times, there's the bad times.
Yeah.
You've got to treat each of those imposters just the same.
Yeah, exactly. And those kids at school who told you, you were no good, you were nothing, you were a geek. Fuck them.
Yeah, who are they?
Yes.
You are an individual.
Yeah. Let out your inner kiss. Your inner gene, your inner Paul.
Your inner cock. Let that inner cock out.
Yeah, let your cock gleam.
Just let it hang. Let it sway.
And let it
swing it round. Remember, everyone, no matter who you are, rock and roll to you. Give rock and roll to you. Put it in the soul, everyone. Oh, yeah. No, enjoy. Yeah. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Yes.
Good night, podcast listeners. We love you.
Alrighty. Good night.